Whoa! Hi everybody. I am in what you would call Volvo heaven. Volvo have released a lot of new trucks onto the market, and this is their first official launch, I think, if I've got that right, over here at Dennisons in Ballyclare. Now, if you can remember, we teamed up with Dennisons when we borrowed the JCB digger. They've taken on the construction side of JCB. So following on from that, they've asked us, would we like to come get a look at the lorries? Well, obviously, Gary and I are massive lorry fans, and so we have came down today and we spied a lovely purple FH16 750. Now, we know it's not our usual brand, but 16 litre, 750 horsepower Volvo. And Dennisons, to be fair to them now, this is where I really like Dennisons, and I've come across this before. They have it hooked up onto a fully freighted trailer. So Gary's going to go a run now, and the wee run, I'm going to try and get a few shots of him. He's just get a wee spin round here and show you. So here's the big man sitting here, look at him. On ahead, son, light her up, spin the wheels. So there he is, he's heading off with his face mask on. So he's fully freighted, he's ready to rock and roll.
What are we on, Martin? This is our flagship truck, the FH16 with a Euro 6 750 engine. This is just a normal 44-ton version, so it's got a 12-speed I-shift. No crawler gears in this one, just a straight 12 speed overdrive box.
Yeah. So first reaction there, immediately the speed we're pulled up to already.
Yeah. You find it does dig in and pull. The one thing it does do is do it very, very quietly though.
It does,
obviously with the Euro 6.
Yeah.
And with the new model we've made the noise output a lot less as well. So I know some people like big noise with 16 litres, but this is a very refined way of doing it.
Thanks for inviting us along. I know it's a difficult year to do product launches in the midst of this whole COVID, and it's an opportunity for us to help get the message out there about the new trucks. But I know you were smiling whenever we walked in and you said, what two trucks do you want? And we're like, well, we want the big one.
We need the big one, gotta have the big one.
And then we have very much eagerly anticipated new FM. So what's new on the market for Volvo, and how has Volvo been managing this year as a company in spite of all of this COVID?
Well, it's been a year that we never anticipated back at Christmas. We had an official product launch, was supposed to be back in early March. So everything was laid out from March all the way through till Christmas. And then of course the pandemic struck. It got to the stage where we even had to go and fetch our own trucks from the factory. So normally by this time of year we probably have about 20, 25 trucks. This year we've got 4, of which these are 2. It's probably the only time in any of our lives that we will launch a product twice. So we launched it back in March as planned, and then everything ground to a halt, and then we relaunched it a week last Monday, back on the 28th of September. So all the new range is now available to order, and this is the first sort of dealers that we've been to do the training and introduce the trucks to customers.
Well, what a place to start, eh?
Absolutely.
Well, look, over your left-hand shoulder is the creme de la creme from Volvo. It's the FH16 750. Tell us a little bit about this baby and what its real application is used for. And do we really need all that horsepower?
Of course we do, as a driver, I'm bound to say that. But no, the 750, FH16 750 is our flagship. It was launched back in 2012, so it's not really that new to us. We actually launched it in the previous model, in fact 2 previous models to this, what's known as the version 3, and that was October of that year. Then obviously we launched the new truck, 750 remained, and we've launched another new truck, which the 750 still remains our flagship. So 16.1 litres, 750 brake horsepower, 3,550 newton meters of torque.
That's a lot of torque.
It's a lot of torque, yeah. I mean, in reality, most sort of UK and Irish operations, 44, 46 tons. In reality, a 460 will do a job, but believe you me, that puts a bigger smile on your face. And we sell a lot to customers that have been, that want a Flagship. They give them to drivers that have been with them for a long time. And some people just buy them because they can. The reality is, as I say, a normal 460 500 is up to the job, but if I was buying one, you've got to buy one of those.
Braking wise, what are we looking at here in this truck, Mark?
So we've got the engine brake stalk, which is on the right hand side there. So up to the top is where it is now.
That's an auto.
That's in auxiliary position. So that gives you what we call brake blending. So every time you press the brake pedal, it automatically uses half your engine brake and half your service brakes.
Okay.
So that stalk then comes down. You've got positions 1, 2, and 3, and then on the end of it, you've got there's a button that pushes in.
Yeah.
So that push button works in every position, and that brings in the full braking program.
Okay, so you can just,
if you just push the button
that
in,
and just
and what that does, it forces it to do a down change, and it puts the revs in the braking band, which is just outside the top of the green, and it'll give you braking. And the other thing we've got, which is new on this model as well, on the steering wheel, just above the cruise control switch.
Yeah.
We've also got descent control, or downhill braking, whatever you want to call it. So again, if you're rolling downhill, you can hit that button, and that will also hold the speed that you set at going downhill. And the other thing that the truck's also got, we've also got the new IC software. So the truck constantly reads 2 kilometres ahead. So if you've got on cruise control,
yeah, I was actually reading an article about that.
So if you're on cruise control, the engine brake stalk is on position A, and you're over 40 kilometres an hour, IC comes into play. So if you're on cruise, what it will do, it'll know that the hill is about to appear, and rather than going halfway up the hill, then changing down and changing down again, what the truck will do is select the right gear, because it knows the incline, it knows what weight we've got on.
That's predicting.
So it predicts it, and it will select the right gear. So again, like we were saying earlier, in terms of fuel consumption, the less amount of gear changes you do, the better the fuel.
Exactly.
So
you're losing momentum every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a real close link between what we do at GRASSMEN, between the agricultural side and the haulage sector. I mean, I've always said, you know, you look at the primary industries and you take agriculture, trucks deliver the raw materials to farms.
Yeah.
Trucks take the produce away from farms, they take it to the processing plant, they take it from the processing plant to the distribution centres, and then from the distribution centres to the individual shops. That's a whole army of trucks related to the ag industry. And, you know, from my point of view and the GRASSMEN's point of view, we're going to say that agriculture probably supports an awful lot of trucks that are on the road.
Absolutely.
And of those trucks, a massive percentage are Volvo, because Volvo's, you know, up there with the absolute best of them. In your opinion, you're going to say the best, but
the only one.
You know, and from FM, that's one of the reasons. Over your right-hand shoulder is your brand new FM, and like, I've grown up around FM trucks. I've delivered mail in FM trucks. I have, you know, delivered into Tesco's and FM trucks. You know, throughout my career, I've drove a lot of FMs, but this is different.
Yeah.
What's so different about this?
Absolutely. Well, we've got a completely new platform, new cab, completely new cab. The original FM was launched back in 1998. So the cab that this has replaced is now obviously 22 years old. We've brought it into the modern times. New cab, completely new interior, digital dashboard, loads of different functionality. And the thing about the FM, it's so versatile. We sell it to pretty much every operation. People that collect milk, people that deliver to supermarkets, people even buy them for long haul. And with the new cab, the new seating position, the new steering wheel position, we anticipate a lot of people will go back to FM. We've got a lot of customers that back in the day used to buy the old FL10s, would spend weeks and weeks away in an FL10. But if you give them an FL10 today, it'd be, well, no thank you. But now with the new FM, that gives us something, puts us back to that sort of, that level where we were back then. So gives us a huge amount of flexibility for customers that want to do everything with it and take it wherever it will go. So.
And based on what you're saying there, can you see that, you know, some guys that maybe were avoiding the older model FM and stepping up into an FH, maybe now the FM's back in a position where it might tick a few more boxes and you could see a few more FMs going?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the driver position is much better. Visibility is massively improved. Obviously we've got in London, of course, we've got the direct vision standard, which comes into play very soon. So this truck now meets 3 stars on the direct vision standard. So certainly urban environments, places where there's a little more congestion, with the visibility improvements, it comes into its own.
And then you have the lane assist here on the screen as well.
Yeah, you see the 2 lines either side, so that
Yeah.
just tells you if you waver outside the line, that'll change to yellow, and you get on this one, because this has also got the new dynamic steering as well. You'll feel it when it goes out. You'll feel some feedback through the
That's
steering wheel.
right, yeah,
You probably
yeah,
felt it already
yeah.
just outside the lines. So that was something we introduced probably about 18 months, 2 years ago.
That's dynamic steering. That's
Dynamic
called.
steering, yeah. So it's really at tops at normal speed. It feels like normal, but when you're manoeuvring at slow speed in yards and ports and things like that,
It goes light.
it's almost finger light.
What's your favourite one in the range?
It'd have to be this from a performance point of view, but I mean, I've been driving I've been doing all these road shows and stuff. I've been in the FM, just for a change, because it's new. I've been riding around in that. So
Liking it?
yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, and so the driving position's great because there's much more room around your left leg. It's on the older ones.
I like that. You could get it stretched out.
Yeah, whereas on the older ones, you used to get a few complaints that there was not enough room for your left leg. Whereas on the new one there is. The driver's seat now goes back the same as this.
Yeah.
And I say with the neck tilt on the steering wheel on FM now, it's just like driving a mini FH, if you like.
It is really. You're just lower.
Just 300 mil each
Yeah.
lower. Yeah.
Over here at this launch, you had another FH. I do believe it was turbo compound 540.
No, we got it's just 540 dual clutch,
Okay.
and then our friends at Dennisons have got the 460.
That's right.
Turbo compound. So.
And you had a tipper as well.
Yeah, we've got the new FMX tipper. Obviously the cab is the same cab, but the day cab rather than the Globetrotter. And the FMX is more of a robust truck, so we've got an additional towing pin in the front. Obviously a lot more ground clearance for if you're going farmyards or off-road. So yeah, and again, it's another FM for a different application, so it gives us that flexibility for all those different sectors.
Now, the demonstrator that's here, the 460, just have been chatting to Dennisons, and they've suggested that we would maybe take it. Gary and I would take it and give it a run. Now, Gary and I are used to horsepower, as you know.
Absolutely.
But, is it as good in fuel as people are saying?
Yes, it is. It likes to be, with the turbo compound, it likes to work hard, it likes to do big mileage, and it likes to be heavy. And if you do all those things, it will deliver on the fuel. And we've proved it over the last couple of years with various different fuel tests, certainly with Commercial Motor Magazine last year, where it broke their test record, and that was a 460. And obviously we also do the 500 turbo compound as well. And in terms of the torque, you get 300 Newton meters of extra torque on the turbo compound. So you're at the same level as an FH16 550. So you've got 16 litre performance in a 13 litre. And the fuel has been good with everybody that we've put it into. So really pleased and positive with that.
Well, Gary and I will have to get a wee look at it and see. And
I'm sure we'll get you into
see
one
if it's
sometime.
as good as you say it is.
It is.
We'll hold you to your word.
No problem.
Thank you very much,
No worries.
Martin, and thanks for inviting us along here with Dennisons. It's great to get a
Good to
wee
see
look
you.
at what I call an important part of the agricultural industry, and we're looking forward to getting a run on it. Thank you.
No worries.